The following program is rated MWO and contains grown men marking out over other grown men that dress in tights and pretend to fight.
Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle, and you're listening to the Mark World Order Podcast. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Hello, Marks, and welcome to another episode of the Mark World Order Podcast, where pro wrestling is life, brother. I am your host, Brent, and today we have the final match in the King of the Marks Tournament 2, the Marks Strike Back. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Today we will crown a new King of the Marks. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and introduce today's competitors. So competitor number one, coming out of Fresno, California, he is 1/3 of the Ring Crue. Ladies and gentlemen, Armbar Salazar.
What's going on, brother?
Not much,
Thank you for
man.
having me again on the MWO podcast. I'm proud to be here, happy to be in the finals. And I got to tell you something, man. I listened to last week's little promo there, last week's little show. I heard Josh cutting his little promo saying, "What you gonna do, brother? What you gonna do, Armbar?" Well, I'll tell you, Josh. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna humble you, man. I'm gonna break you down, and I'm gonna show you who the true king is.
All right, then let's go ahead and get this thing started. I'll introduce the second competitor. Coming to us from Fresno, California, he is Josh The Fresno Kid. How's it going, Josh?
Hey, I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Are you ready to do this?
Oh, I'm more than ready. That title's mine.
All right, so both of you guys have made it through two competitors to finally make it to the final match here in the King of the Marks Tournament 2. First, I want to say congratulations to both of you because that is pretty impressive as it is. Tonight we'll have one winner who will be the new king, but in my mind, you guys are both up there in the King of the Marks echelon. So I just want to get that piece out there before I go ahead and I reveal today's topic. Are you guys ready? So,
Yep.
Today's topic, since we have Survivor Series right around the corner, I figure just like the first tournament, which we did it on SummerSlam.
I knew it.
I
knew it. I read up on it.
I was thinking that was gonna happen too, man.
Then that's
Yep,
what's happening.
I read up on it.
Survivor Series is the topic for today's mark-off. So I'm glad you guys have maybe read up a little bit. We'll see if that pays off in today's match. So what's going to happen is we predetermined before the match. Actually, before I even say that, I'm going to go ahead and explain the rules to round one because we're just going to jump into this. So in round one, ladies and gentlemen, there are 10 questions. Each of these marks is going to get an opportunity to answer these 10 questions. Each correct answer is worth 1 point. And also at the end, if one of the competitors or both, whoever gets all 10 questions correctly, there is an additional superfan bonus question worth 1 point as well. Before we got on the show here, we went ahead and decided that Josh would be answering the questions first today. And so we will bid Armbar Salazar a brief farewell, but he will be back on the show momentarily. So do you guys understand the rules?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, Armbar, go ahead, drop off. We will bring you back on as soon as Josh is done answering his 10 questions.
Before I hang up, Josh, I just want to tell you, last time I was on this show, I took out my own flesh and blood, my brother, and I love him. I barely even like you, man, so just imagine what I'm going to do to you.
Hey, it's all good. It don't matter. It don't matter how many gimmick changes you have, man. I'm not tapping out. So
All right, let's do
do it.
All right.
All right.
So, are you ready to do this, Josh?
Oh, I'm more than ready. I've been studying. I kind of figured it was going to be Survivor Series, so I've been reading up on it and watching it. So let's see how it goes.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Round one. So, question number one for 1 point. What year was the first Survivor Series pay-per-view held?
November 26th, 1987.
That is correct. Very good. Even gave me the date and everything. That is impressive.
Yep, I told you. I've been reading up on it.
All right. Moving on to question number 2. There have only been 2 Survivor Series ever that did not have a traditional Survivor Series match on the card, which is like, the 4-on-4 or the 5-on-5 elimination
Right.
match. Name one of them. And it's the year. I need the year in which one of these 2 occurred.
Oh, man, I thought I read up on it. You said there was 4 times, you said?
2 times.
That the Survivor Series wasn't the main event?
No. That there wasn't a Survivor Series elimination match on the actual card.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. For some reason, I want to say it's recent. For some reason, it seems like they kind of went away with that. Let's go. So I'm going to say recent memory. So it wasn't last year. We'll go with 2014.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. It is not recent. The 2 years it has happened was actually in 1998 and 2002.
Okay, well, 2002 is recent to me.
It's just 16 years ago.
I gotcha.
Still not old. It's still not old enough to drink yet, so that's fine.
Right, I gotcha. I hear you.
All right. So with that, the superfan bonus questions out of the picture, but let's move on to question number 3. This type of match made its debut at Survivor Series 2002.
Oh, is that the Elimination Chamber?
That is correct for 1 point. Very good. All right, let's move on to question number 4. The Montreal Screwjob took place at Survivor Series in what year?
That would have been in 1997.
That is correct for another point. Moving on to question number 5. This superstar made his WWF on-screen debut at Survivor Series 1990 as part of the $1 Million Team.
The Undertaker.
That is correct for another point. So after 5 questions, you got 4 points. Going really strong. Let's head into question number 6 here. Survivor Series 1991 was the first Survivor Series to feature a singles match on the main card. Who was in that match? I need both of their names.
Hulk Hogan and The Undertaker.
That is correct. Very good for another point. Very impressive. So moving on to question number 7. At the 1992 Survivor Series, Big Boss Man faced Nails in what kind of match?
What kind of match? Was it a nightstick match?
Could you be more specific?
A nightstick on a pole match.
There you go. That is correct.
Okay.
Very good. There you go. That's another point. That puts you at 6. Moving into question number 8. At Survivor Series 1994, Undertaker faced Yokozuna in a casket match with this person as the special guest referee / enforcer.
94.
Yes.
Okay, now I gotta think.
You think. I'm going to take a pool of water.
Undertaker and Yokozuna in a casket match.
Mm-hmm. Must have been a big-ass casket, right?
Right. I remember that. But who? You said the enforcer?
Yeah, he was a special guest
gosh.
referee / enforcer.
Right. Oh, man. 94. I'm trying to think who was.
I'm going to give you 10 more seconds.
Yes. Okay, this is God dang it, the guy that makes everything better. The karate dude.
5 seconds.
Chuck Norris.
That is correct. Very good, man.
Okay.
Very good. So that puts you at 7 points. Moving into question number 9. At Survivor Series 1995, Survivor Series 1995 was the first Survivor Series to take place on this day.
On this day?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be Sunday?
That is correct. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, up until
Okay.
that day, up until that year, they had taken place either
Right, yeah,
on
because
or
that year they
before
did it on Thanksgiving, right.
Yep. Very good.
Yeah.
So here we go. Moving into the final question. You've got 8 points. You got a possibility to close out round 1 with 9. So here we go. At Survivor Series 1996, this superstar made his WWF in-ring debut by winning his Survivor Series match, pinning Goldust.
Made his debut pinning Goldust?
In a Survivor Series type elimination match, correct?
Okay, so hold on. Let me go back and think of that match. You said 96, correct?
Yes, 1996. Which superstar
Okay, okay. If I'm not mistaken, it was Mark Mara who was with Sable, and then that's when Triple H took Sable away. So I'm going to say Mark Mara.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. It was actually good old Rocky Maivia.
Oh, okay. Damn,
So
all right.
it's okay. You closed out the round with 8 points. Once again, that seems to be your MO. I think you did the last match at 8 points as well.
Right,
So
right.
let's go ahead now.
Give him a chance.
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring Armbar back on the line, and we'll have him answer his 10 questions. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We got Armbar Salazar back on the line. He is ready to answer his 10 questions. But before he does that, Josh, why don't you go ahead and give Armbar your opinion on how on the caliber of the questions in round 1.
Hey, good luck, Armbar.
All
That's
right.
good
That's all I'm
luck.
going to say. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
All right.
All right.
So here we go. Let's start off round 1 for you, Armbar, with question number 1. What year was the first Survivor Series pay-per-view held?
That was in 1987.
That is correct for 1 point. Strong start. Here we go. Moving on to question number 2. There have only been 2 Survivor Series pay-per-views that did not have a traditional Survivor Series elimination match on the card. I need you to name me one of the years this happened.
I'm glad you only asked for one because I only know one. That would be 1998
That is correct for another point.
when they had the tournament.
Yep, and then the other year was 2002.
I don't know if I would have got that. I might.
That's right.
That's
The
that.
Deadly Games tournament. That's right.
Games was in 98. That's
Yep.
the one I knew.
All right, so moving on to question number 3. This type of match made its debut at the 2002 Survivor Series pay-per-view.
Elimination Chamber.
That is correct for another point. That puts you at 3. You're 3 for 3. The streak is going, baby. Here we go. Question number 4. The Montreal Screwjob took place at Survivor Series in what year?
That was in 97.
That is correct for another point. Put you at 4. Moving on to question number 5. This superstar made his WWF on-screen debut at the 1990 Survivor Series pay-per-view as a part of the $1 Million Team.
That's The Undertaker.
That is correct. 5 for 5. Moving on to question number 6. Survivor Series 1991 was the first Survivor Series to feature a singles match on the main card. Who was in that match? I need the 2 guys.
Oh, gosh. 1991?
1991.
Oh, man. First singles match.
Yes.
And did you say main event or just a match?
I think it was probably the main event, but there was only one match. There was only one singles match on the card that night, and these 2 guys were in it.
I'm going to guess. I think it was Hogan versus Undertaker.
That is correct for another point.
God.
There you go. That puts you at 6. Here we go. Moving on to question number 7. You sweated a little bit on that one. I could feel it. All right, here we go. Question number 7. At the 1992 Survivor Series pay-per-view, the Big Boss Man faced Nails in what kind of match?
Nightstick on a pole.
That is correct for another point. That puts you at 7. Here we go. Question number 8. At the 1994 Survivor Series pay-per-view, The Undertaker faced Yokozuna in a casket match with this person as the special guest referee / enforcer.
Chuck Norris.
That is correct. 8 for 8. Here we go. Question number 9. Survivor Series 1995 was the first Survivor Series to take place on this day.
Like a specific. Okay, So the first few I think were held on Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving Eve. So I'm going to say this one was on a Sunday.
That is correct. Very good. 9 for 9. Moving into question number 10. Let's see if he can pull out the perfect round or if I just jinxed it.
Yeah,
here we go. Question number 10. At Survivor Series 1996, this superstar made his WWF in-ring debut, winning his Survivor Series elimination match by pinning Goldust.
That was Rocky Maivia.
And that is correct for 10 for 10. Wow, ran the gambit.
My first time ever doing that.
So, very good. Congratulations. Let's move on real quickly to the Superfan bonus question before I reveal what the actual score is. Here we go.
All right.
So, your Superfan bonus question is, these two superstars faced off in a number 1 contenders match at Survivor Series 1996. I need both of the wrestlers.
Oh, God. 96 was... I don't even remember who was champion. The only match I can remember, excuse me, is Bret Hart versus Steve Austin.
That is correct. Wow. Back-to-back episodes with a perfect first round. So here we go. At the end of round 1, Dan is in the lead with 11 points. Josh right on his tail with 8 points.
Wow.
This
job,
sounds a little familiar, though, doesn't it, Josh?
Oh, it does. I'm not Mr. Perfect. Remember, I'm Barry Horowitz. So it's all good.
Hey, no. I remember Josh coming back from losing in the first round last episode, so I'm not taking this lightly.
I'm not tapping out.
He was losing at the end of both rounds, so yeah. He is not someone to sleep on. That'll be his new. We're taking that from Porter, and we're putting it on Josh.
Right. I'm still in Porter's gimmick.
All right. So we're gonna move on to round 2 here. In round 2, there are 2 questions. Each of these questions has at least 5 correct answers. You are going to get 5 guesses, and each correct guess is going to be worth 1 point. So what's going to happen is neither one of you know what the questions are beforehand, and we have the winning advantage going to Dan. So Dan, you get to choose which question you'd like to answer between A and B, and then Josh will get whichever question you do not choose. So go ahead, Dan, and select. Would you like question A or question B?
I don't know why this part is always so stressful. Let's just go with A.
All right, Dan is taking A. That means Josh gets B. So what will happen is, Josh, I'm going to have you, since you're behind, I'm going to have you answer your questions first, all right?
That works.
All right, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Round 2. So question B. Here we go. Name the 5 superstars on Team SmackDown from the 2017 Survivor Series pay-per-view.
Oh. Okay. Team SmackDown. Oh, man. Let's see. Hopefully I remember this. Shane McMahon.
That is correct.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
That is correct. 3 more guesses.
Randy Orton.
That is correct. 2 more.
I just watched this. Oh my gosh. Bobby Roode.
That is correct. 1 more left.
in honor of the loser Trip, his favorite, John Cena.
That is correct. Very good.
Damn.
5 for 5. Very well done. So that puts you at 13 points. You've just taken the lead. It is 13 to 11. Dan still has his question answered in round 2. Are you ready, Armbar?
I guess so. Ready or not, huh?
All right. Well, here we go. Question A. Name the 5 superstars on Team Raw from the 2017 Survivor Series pay-per-view.
This is going to be
That might be easier.
No, this is a terrible question for me. Okay, Team Raw. Kurt Angle.
That is correct.
Woo! Triple H.
That is correct.
Woo! Finn Balor.
That is correct.
Woo! Braun Strowman.
That is also correct. You got one more left.
Oh, gosh. Triple H, Braun Strowman. Oh man.
Will he pull it out, ladies and gentlemen? Let's find out.
This is a guess. I don't know. I'm gonna guess Bray Wyatt.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Oh.
It was actually Samoa Joe.
Damn it.
He was the 5th and final one. So you didn't pull out the 5 for 5, but you still got 4, which is really good. And you are still in the lead, Dan. It is 15 to 13. And we're heading into round 3 now, ladies and gentlemen. The final round, the champions round, I would call it, where anything can happen, as we saw last week in Josh's match. So in round 3, there are once again 10 questions. And what's going to happen is instead of both competitors answering all 10 questions, we're going to divide them up between the 2 competitors. They'll each get 5. There is the winner's advantage, which goes to Dan, or Armbar. He gets to choose his 5 questions, not knowing what they are beforehand. And now the order in which he chooses his 5 questions will correlate to their point value. So the first question he selects is worth 1 point. The second one he selects is worth 2 points, and so forth, all the way up to the last one being worth 5 points. And then for Josh, what will happen is the lowest number of the questions that are left will correlate to that score value. So let's say he has number 11, that'll be 1 point. He has question 12, that'll be worth 2 points, and so forth, all the way up to the highest value question. And then we will play until we have not just a winner, ladies and gentlemen, but a new king, a king of the marks. So without any further ado, Dan, why don't you go ahead and select between 1 and 10, select your 5 questions.
Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means, Josh, you get 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, since you are behind Josh, you're going to be starting first. Once you regain the lead, or if you regain the lead, then we'll go back over to Dan to start answering his questions until he retakes the lead as well. So are you ready to do this, Josh?
Yep, let's go.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Round 3. So your 1 point question, Josh, is number 6. Here we go. This superstar made their in-ring return after a 12-year absence at Survivor Series 2016.
12-year absence in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Not Brock. Goldberg.
That is correct for 1 point. That puts you at 14. So let's go ahead and move on to your 2 point question. If you get this question right, you'll retake the lead, and we'll move over to Armbar. So question number 7 is your 2 point question. At the 2003 Survivor Series pay-per-view, Vince beat The Undertaker in a Buried Alive match with help from this interfering superstar.
Okay. Oh, okay. I don't know if this is the actual pay-per-view as to what happened, but for some reason this is stuck in my head, and I'm thinking, hopefully I'm right. Was it Kane?
That is correct for 2 points. There you go.
Okay.
It was
He got
indeed
him.
Kane.
Yeah, he got him like the forklift thing in the jigger. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So there you go. You have retaken the lead. It is now 16-15, which means we're going to move over Dan to start answering his questions. So your 1-point question correlates to question number 1. Okay. So here we go. Who replaced Stone Cold Steve Austin in the main event of the Survivor Series 1999 pay-per-view after Austin was hit by a car?
I know Rikishi hit Steve Austin with a car, and he did it for The Rock. So I'm gonna
did it for The Rock.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. It was not The Rock he replaced. I'm sorry. You got to yell, Dan. Yell it. Say The Rock. All right.
The Rock.
I'm sorry, but that is incorrect. It was actually Will.
The Big Show.
It was the Big Show. So, all right, there goes one question down. Moving on to your 2-point question. If you get this right, we move back to Josh. So here we go. Question number 2 for 2 points. At Survivor Series 2011, The Rock competed in his first match since WrestleMania 20 in a tag match against The Miz and R-Truth. Who was The Rock's tag partner in this match?
What year was that? 2011, right?
2011.
He faced The Miz and R-Truth. Was it John Cena?
That is correct for 2 points, and that gets you back
Never,
the lead.
never before, never again.
Right? More time.
All right.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're moving back over to you now, Josh, to answer your 3-point question. That correlates with question number 8. So here we go for 3 points. Survivor Series 2005 had only one traditional Survivor Series elimination match, featuring Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. Who was the lone survivor and winner of that match? I need you to name the superstar who won that match and was the only person remaining.
Oh, shit. I got to remember who was in that match.
2005. I'll say that year again.
Who was in that match? Oh, my God. You said 2005?
Yes, 2005.
And he was the lone survivor?
He was the lone survivor, and he won it.
Oh, it has to be Rey Mysterio.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
Ah,
It was the Viper, Randy Orton.
Randy Orton. I thought that was the year that Rey Mysterio ran through everybody. Okay.
Nope. All right, so we're moving on now to your 4-point question. It correlates to question number 9. Here we go. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. At the 2006 Survivor Series pay-per-view, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, Ron Simmons, and Sergeant Slaughter defeated this stable in a 4-on-4 Survivor Series elimination match.
Oh, I wonder if I should I say their names like they say it? Nikki! Isn't that the Spirit Squad?
That is correct. Very good for 4 points. So that puts you up to 20 now. So you regained the lead. It is 20-17. Now we're going to move back over to Dan to start answering more of his questions. We are now at his 3-point question, which correlates with question number 3. Are you ready, Dan?
All right.
Yes.
This faction made their on-screen debut at the Survivor Series 2012 pay-per-view by interrupting the triple threat main event match between Ryback, CM Punk, and John Cena.
That'd be the Shield.
That is correct.
Yeah.
3 points. So that ties it up. We're at 20-20. We're going to go ahead and continue on with you, Dan, answering your 4-point questions. Once you gain the lead, we'll move over to Josh. So here we go. Your 4-point question. This superstar made his WWE debut interfering in the Team Cena versus Team Authority match at Survivor Series 2014.
2014. Team Cena versus Team Authority?
Mm-hmm. this superstar made his debut by interfering in that match?
Oh, was it Sting?
That is correct for 4 points. Oh, man. There we go.
What was the answer to that? I didn't hear it.
It was Sting.
Okay, that's right.
It's
The
the
lights went
icon
out.
Sting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the score is Dan leading 24-20. We're moving over to you, Josh, for your 5-point question. You need to answer this right to stay alive, okay?
I got you.
If you answer this wrong, Dan is the new king of the marks, okay?
Yes.
So here we go. Question number, your 5-point question correlates with question number 10. At the 2001 Survivor Series pay-per-view, who was the winner and lone survivor of the main event between Team WWF and the Alliance? It was one of those Survivor Series elimination matches as well, I'll mention.
I remember that. Okay, so that was the year, that was like when WCW got bought.
Yes, it was that year.
Yes, I remember. Okay. So
So
it was Team WWE and against Team, like, basically WCW.
basically, yeah, it was called
And you
Team,
want the
Team WWF versus the
Alliance.
Alliance.
Yeah.
I need to know who was the lone survivor of that match, which means they're the one that won it too.
Okay, the lone survivor is, oh my gosh, I hope I'm right.
He was the only person left and won the match.
Yes. Okay, I hope I'm right. The Rock?
That is correct for 5 points.
Oh, God, there we go.
Oh, man.
To stay alive, he pulled it out. So that puts you at 25. That gives you the lead, Josh. You are leading Dan by 1 point. Dan has 24.
Ah, shit.
However, he has one question left.
Gosh.
Damn, all right.
And this one is a doozy. I'll let you know that right now. So here we go, Dan. For the king of the marks, for the crown, for the glory. Question number 5 for 5 points. Here we go. At Survivor Series 2015, this superstar cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase and became the WWE champion.
Shit. 2015. It was. Trying to think of who was the champion at that time.
Mhm.
God dang it.
I'm going to give you 15 more seconds here.
Okay, that was the year they had the tournament. Was it Sheamus?
And your winners, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, God.
and new king of the marks, Armbar Salazar. Oh my goodness, you pulled it out. 29 points. I think that's the highest score we've ever had. Wow, and Josh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
Wow.
You didn't catch that lightning in a bottle twice, my friend, but still, wow, what a great match.
Hey, I want to revoke my rematch clause, please.
That'll have to be for another day, sir.
Wow, so close. Oh, made it to the finals. Didn't quite get it done on what came down to, once again, the last question of the match. Sorry, Josh, but once again, congratulations to you, Armbar, on a hard-fought match. Go ahead. Is there anything you'd like to say before we start closing out this episode?
Yeah, you know what? There is something I want to say. Brent, the first thing I want to be done is I want to get that piece of crap off of my podcast, all right? Don't just get him off my podcast. Get him out of the MWO universe, because I prove, son, without a shadow of a doubt, that you ain't got what it takes anymore.
Oh,
Sit
man.
there, you thump your trivia knowledge, you say you're the smartest mark, and you ain't get you nowhere. Talking about, I scored 22, I scored 26. Armbar 22-26 says, I just whipped your ass.
He's turned full heel, ladies and gentlemen.
Fresno Kid 316 says I didn't tap out, I passed out. I got the last question right. That's all I got to say.
All Josh has got to do is go buy himself a cheap pint of frozen custard, try to get back some of that knowledge he had in his prime, all right? Because as the king of the marks, I'm serving notice to everyone in the MWO universe. I don't give a damn what they are. They're all on the list, and that's Armbar's list. I'm fixing to start running through all of them, Brent, all right? As
Oh,
far as this true King of the Marks match is concerned, I don't give a damn if it's Davey Dangerously or even you, Brett Landis. Armbar's time has come, and you're looking at the one and only true King of the Marks. And that's the bottom line because Armbar says so.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly no humility loss from Armbar
He's
Salazar.
getting a little cocky for a singlet there, I think.
And then
Hey, I'm just saying, man, Ring Crew pulled it out season 1, and now
Well, whenever Commissioner Landis grants me my rematch, I'll show you. I'll show you what's up.
I'll let Rated R take care of you in season 3, and we'll go 3 for 3.
oh shoot.
He's no match for me. He's no match for me.
Alrighty, let's go ahead then, you guys. Let's close out this episode now. We'll plug our social medias. I'm guessing you're going to be changing. Have you changed your handle already, Armbar? Is it King Armbar or
It's already King Armbar. It's already King Armbar.
at King Armbar on Twitter and Instagram? What is it? Go ahead.
Well, no, in all seriousness, this was like a hell of a competition, man.
Oh
This
man,
was-
it was.
every episode, every trivia question was like so tough, and everybody pulled out, all the stops. So
Except for Trip
Josh,
and
I
the
talk a lot of
package.
shit to you, but I do like you, man. So, you're a good guy. I'll let you continue on to the next season. I'll let you live in my kingdom.
Well, I'm gonna pull a Sheamus, and I'm cashing in that Money in the Bank.
No, but yeah, no, Davey Dangerously's holding it down as the king. Now I'm the king, so I don't know what's gonna happen there. I guess we're gonna have to rule the roost together. So follow us, man. Make sure you check out all of the king's antics. And now who knows what I'm gonna bring to the table as the king. So make sure you guys check us out. The Ring Crew on all forms of social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, The Ring Crew, Instagram, The Ring Crew. Give us a follow, and we'll follow you guys back.
All right, and then Josh, go ahead, plug yourself on the social media sphere.
Okay, well, I don't really need to do much plugging. My knowledge speaks for itself. I didn't get the last question wrong. I got it right. He just drew the lucky straw and had the last question, or else I would have won it. But that's neither near or here or there. Fresno Kid 316 on Instagram, Twitter. Just bring it. That's all I got to say. Just bring it. I'm ready for my rematch.
All right, very good. And for the rest of the Marks listening, make sure to follow the Mark World Order on our social media pages at MWO4Life on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And then most importantly, keep listening to the podcast. Share it with your Mark buddies. We really appreciate it. So I want to once again, Armbar, Fresno Kid Josh, thank you guys for participating in this tournament. It's been one hell of a ride. And to the Marks listening, we appreciate you guys listening. We love marking out with you, and we will see you all again real soon. Have a good one.
Hello?
Hey.
What's going on?
Nothing much. We finished the match. I got the winner on hold.
Oh, okay.
Are you still there, Armbar?
I'm here, but I would prefer if you wouldn't call me that name, Brent. It's now King Armbar.
My bad.
I hear that there's this other guy on the line who calls himself King.
Yes, I do have another King on the line. Are you still there, King Dangerously?
Yes, the king is still here, Brent.
The king is talking to the king.
My dear brother, King Armbar Salazar. I am very proud of you, my good sir.
Thank you very much, King. I appreciate it. But King, while I have you on the line here, I just want to give you a little bit of news, man, because Brent, he keeps calling you the original king and the one true king, and he says I'm the king now, but making me feel like a little bit of a second-rate king. So I talked to Brent, and I know that we're brothers. I know that we're almost like blood, man. And I hate to do this, but I think there needs to be a king versus king challenge.
They do say it takes a king to know a king. So it'll be my pleasure to face you in whatever this king versus king challenge is set to be.
So Brent, you heard the king's answer. I guess the true king, as you like to call him, the one true king. You hear his answer. So I say let's make it happen.
All right, I think we'll have to make it.
I am the original king. That is true. I went undefeated, as you have. I had no second chances, like Superfan Randall, the Jester himself, one of the cronies from the MWO. So if we are to have this king versus king, then it would be my pleasure to face you.
I think we're going to prove who the real one true king is.
So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. A King of Kings match. I think we'll have to definitely do this, and I think it would almost be fitting if it drops the day of Survivor Series as well. So, King Dangerously versus King Armbar. Both kings, both members of the Ring Crew. Almost we could probably start calling it the King Crew. Am I right?
I love it. There's a new shirt.
And
yes, we will profit very much so off that shirt.
If you guys just get Tony to win the next season, man, that would definitely work out. But what's going to happen before then?
If Rated R can pull it off next season, I see a lot of Three Kings merch in our future.
Yes, indeed, King. You did call that in one of our prior episodes of the Ring Crew. So yes, next year the Elder Statesman must prove yet again that the Ring Crew, the King Crew, if you will be victorious.
And my brother King Dangerously, it hurts my heart. It really does. But I just need to prove it to myself and to the rest of the Mark World Order that I'm the true king.
There can only be one, they say.
There can only be one king, yes. And when it's all said and done, the original king, the first king of the Marks, the one who holds the crown, the one who holds the title, if he is defeated, he will gladly pass that on to you, King Salazar.
And if you could also pass on my USB to Lightning adapter to Salazar too.
You'd think a man of his royal stature could afford his own podcast cables, right?
To pull back the curtain real quick for all the Marks listening, this episode almost didn't happen when we recorded it because I'm away from my normal recording studio, and I loaned out one of my crucial pieces, that USB to Lightning adapter, to King Dangerously to do an interview for the Ring Crew, and I didn't get it back before I left for work. So, anyways, luckily I was able to run to Best Buy before it closed and pick one up. But yeah,
King, make sure you have your Royal Jester Superfan Randall drop that back off at Brent's home.
Oh, but of course, and he did leave a little hastily. This horrible host left very hastily, so he can blame the king all he wants on this USB adapter. But the fact of the matter is he left so hastily before the interview even started that if he wants to blame the king, he can go ahead. But that was his own fault.
The show went too long, anyways. That's neither here nor there, kings. I think we've made it pretty official now. You are both kings. You have both shaking each other's hands verbally over the phone here. There's a lot of patting on the back and butt slapping going right now verbally. But as we established earlier, there will be a King of Kings match coming up next week on the Mark World Order podcast. It'll be the same Mark time, same Mark channel. You Marks better not miss it, all right? So we will see you guys all again real soon.
King Dangerously versus King Armbar to represent the King Crew.
The King Crew.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.